Breakfast with Cobb Colvin.
Trickstar Radio.
24 minutes past 9 here on Trickstar Radio. We're live inside the building. Man like Really Razor joins me. How are you doing this morning, sir? You all good?
I am very good, man. I'm becoming slowly more aware that it's the morning, and I'm like,
So one thing we touched on a second ago is obviously this kind of idea that there's this like kind of top 15 in grime, or top 15, top 12, top 15, like the solidified top names.
Yeah.
Which I don't think anyone can really. It's just a fact. That's there is that kind of like upper echelon of people there. Now we've been talking about branding, so something I want to talk about here is: do you think there are people that are outside that top sector that actually have a better idea of branding than the top sector?
Oh, most definitely. In the sense of, I think there are artists on the up now, especially, who know who they are and know who their fans are and have a very direct means of communication with their fans. So, like, I guess, like, I would probably, like, how can I say this, being like not diplomatic but respectful? I guess, so I would probably say these aren't necessarily my favorite artists or the artists that I think are like next up or anything. These are just artists that I got a lot of respect for their brand and the way that they see their brand and manage their brand. So like Jafro, I remember how to say her name on radio without it being a problem. FFS, why though?
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the mental process.
Yeah, bro.
That's just a problematic name.
It is. But it's also, but that's part of it, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of her brand in the sense that is very much like how she is. Like, she's like, oh, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say how I feel. I'm going to share this, and you know what I mean? And that endears her to her audience, I believe. Do you know what I mean? Like, people rate her for that. People enjoy her music more as a result of that.
Because who she is as a person,
essentially. Yeah.
So it's not even necessarily like what you're posting or how your artwork looks a lot of the time, which is what people think when they hear branding. It's not you, it's how you come across on socials.
It's personality, innit? Because everyone needs to find a way to not be the guy like, yo bro, if you've got 5 minutes, could you just like listen to my SoundCloud link? Like every like, listen, share really, really helps. And like if you've got another 5 minutes, could you just go on my YouTube channel and click? It's like, bro, like now you got to think about how many people are YouTubers, how many people have a podcast, how many people have got a fashion line, how many people have got a business. So bro, like we're just a generation of people sat in our bedrooms asking other people to share our creative endeavors.
Wow. Just blowing it wide open.
It's true, you gotta be special, otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you're just gonna be like everybody else.
And I think it's that understanding as well of, you have to understand that. You know what I mean? You have to understand that you have to be special. You can't. There's definitely an arrogance. Do you feel there's an arrogance around creatives? Primarily, actually, more musicians than anyone else. I tend to find where people feel this. They feel almost like people are obliged to share their stuff.
Yeah, I think there's like the ego and which is a bit necessary, I would say, in like music, especially like in like rap and that. Like, you can't just say you're the best or say that you're good. Like, you have to feel like I am the best. Nobody comes near me.
Yeah.
That's that ego, that self-belief, that self-esteem. That's often what propels our favorite artists to the pinnacle and the forefront of sounds. I do think that like, if you want to call it like lower levels or like more like up and coming stages of the scene, there's a lot of like expectancy of people to like be interested. And it's going back to what I said earlier, innit? Like, no one cares, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares. Like, everyone's got their own stuff going on. Everyone's got a lot doing. So if you wanna intrude into someone else's life, essentially, if you're trying to tell them like, yo, my new release is more important than your kid needing braces and the road tax being due and the boiler being a bit leaky, like, but then bruv, make sure the song is good, make sure the video is sick, make sure the artwork is like legible at the bare minimum, you know what I mean? And make sure you talk about it and have conversations about it in a clear and coherent and engaging manner. Like, and the conversation bit is important. Like, so lots of people are just using their social media to shout at. Have you seen the Simpsons meme where it's like old man yells at cloud?
No, I haven't. Tell me, have you? I'm gonna go check it after this.
It's just like a mock-up of like a newspaper story, and it's just like an old man. I think it's like Abe Simpson, yelling at a cloud, and he's got like his fist clenched and that in it, and it's just like extra, read all about it. Old man yells at cloud, and that's literally what some people are doing like on their social media. Like, yeah, it's like, bro, like you're yelling, like you're tweeting to like 27 engaged people that like Oh, like, here's my new song. And then like 5 minutes have passed and you haven't got any retweets. So you tweet to the same 27 people, like, but all the fake people in the industry, like, nobody's messing with me, like, done out here, innit? Like, one grind, this why no one, like, so be quiet, bro. So be quiet, bro. Like, your whole tweet was a mess. Like, I don't even know where the link is. I don't know where this song starts. I don't know when it's coming out. If you're doing promo for something that's forthcoming and I can't tell if it's forthcoming or just released, get in the bin. I have no time for it. Like, I just get in the bin. I'm not going to share it. And bare rappers do this, innit? And I hope they hear this. I hope they see this, innit? Keep sending me links. It's sick, innit? Like, reallyrazor@mail.com. If it's dead, if your marketing is dead, if your approach is dead, I just won't read them. But like, it's cool, innit? Like, I won't listen. Because that's actually how it is. Like, I used to try and be everybody's friend, especially with my radio show. And then I was just like, wait, hold on. WMG aren't being people's friend. Sony aren't being people's friend. Even me sending music to the radio stations that my brethrens play on, that I have a show on sometimes. You brothers don't want to be my friend. Like, you want to hear the music. Is the music sick? Does it slap? Like, do you look like someone who knows what you're doing? Are you with it? Like, stop being people's friend and stop expecting people to be your friend, because I think this might be my title of the day, or like my little like headline for the show. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's just facts.
All right, let's switch it up a little bit. I want to talk about Outlook. I want to talk about Outlook. Talk to me about Outlook. How was it?
Don't have me talking about the music industry, bro. have Josh, like, my manager's probably like listening, like having palpitations, like, no, what are you doing? Don't fumble the bag. Outlook was incredible, man. Like, man, considering it's the last ever one that they're having at the fort in Croatia, like in that part of Pula, like, it was just mad. The settings are insane. Like, the fact that, like, you know, there's a stage called the Moat and it's literally in a moat. Like, when it rained and the stage was closed, not one person complained, because they were like, nah, I get it, you know.
It's a moat.
It's a moat.
It's where water goes.
You'd actually just be swimming.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, like, so many amazing sets, boat parties, just meeting lots of people that I've always, like, seen their music or seen their work or heard good things about them from other, like, sort of people in the industry, and like actually having an opportunity to meet them. I remember there was one point where, like, Sir Spyro was going back to back with Khan and Neek, and, like, for starters, that
alone is like, whoa.
You know what I mean? That's the highlight. That could be the highlight of a man's weekend. You know what I mean? Especially certain, like, university towns, like, and stuff, like, you know, not a lot of, like, footfall and traffic passing through. A show like that, a promoter pulling a show like that, that's probably the highlight of the summer, highlight of the year.
It was just on a casual one.
Every other day, mate. Yeah. Like, Joker back to back, Sir Spyro. I saw P Jam play, like, some weaponry. That's the only way I could describe it. I heard bootlegs, like, I heard dubs. Man, it was incredible. I was literally like 5 a.m, like, flying on and off speaker stacks with Triller, like, hosting Sticky Set, and then waking up at, like, I don't know, like, flipping 8, 9, like, so I probably had like an hour and a bit sleep, including journey time, and I'm back at it, like, what are we doing? Are we getting on a white peach boat? Are we going to this thing? Are we doing that thing? It's like sick.
I think more than anything this year, I'm seeing more people talk about it than ever before. Now, I don't know if that's because there's a lot more people in my closer circles who've actually performed and played and went, although it just looks like this year I've seen so much more footage this year. I've seen so many more clips of people performing, so many more pictures as well, and I'm hearing, like, a lot more stories. What, like, give me the craziest story you had from out there.
Oh, wow.
I've opened the worms.
No, is my answer in short. No. Like, I can give you, like, the fourth craziest story, because we're live on radio, innit? Like, if I could have hollered all the involved parties and been like, yo, I wouldn't even ask, but I would have just been like, yo, I'm gonna tell this story on radio tomorrow, innit? Like, so just be aware, innit? Get your denials ready. I mean, okay, so, like, to be fair, this isn't that mad, but it made me chuckle, and it lets you know that the post-Outlook blues are actually alive and kicking for everyone, because Fresh Star, it has been less than 24 hours since Fresh Star messaged me. Shout out my brethren Fresh Star, my, like, super skeng man DJ Fresh Star. I'm sorry, but I just remembered when you and Ruby fell asleep in the Uber and me and the driver were trying to wake you two up for time, and this was at, like, 7 a.m, And it's just like outside, and it's like, oh yeah. I was like, wait, when? And she was like, oh yeah, I just remembered that happened like 4 times. And it was like literally that level of just like
just non-stop to the point that you are just going out in Ubers.
Yeah, I think in terms of like crazy stuff that happened, I'm not really a mosh pit guy.
Yeah.
I don't like being in them. I'm not a massive fan of orchestrating them. Like, but obviously we're at Outlook, and like, you know, like Crafty was just like mosh pit general, like organizing it with like just finesse and style. Like he lost his voice, he'd be back 10 minutes later, enough voice for the mosh pit. And there was one point when I was trying to like marshal up the mosh pit and that, and I basically just slipped off the stage. I just fell off the stage.
Just straight, just gone.
Yeah, just like my foot just like slipped on the edge of it, and there was like nothing to hold on to. There was no resistance. I just fell straight into the crowd, and as a result of falling off the stage, I obviously only missed like 2 beats of the bar in it. So it was like, I'm talking, and it was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I carried on, and I was just like, mosh, and everyone was like, yeah. Wait, where did Ray go? And I like hopped back on the stage. I was like, ow. I just fell off the stage. Ow. Bro, it was literally like a movie. Like, man, I'm probably gonna go home and like listen back to this and be like, oh, why didn't I tell that story?
You know what I'm gonna say? Do you think you claimed MVP?
I would give MVP to man like Logan. Like if I couldn't give it to like, you know what, I'm like I do lots of things, I have lots of talents, but I don't know if humility is one of them.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like I'd happily take that. I'd be like, you know, give it a little polish and like, yeah, you get me, like that's my little trophy. But yeah, if I had to give it to someone else, I would give it to Logan, just because like
I saw you two were together quite a lot. I saw you two were together quite a lot on the different stages.
Bruv, he is just so good. He was the first voice that I heard when I come in the festival. I like literally got my wristband from House Accreditation, come into the festival, and I could just hear, no, they don't like we. No, they don't like we. And I was like, oh yeah, someone's playing a Logan dub. And then it's like switched up, and it's like, but it's like obviously he's done that for like 16 bars. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting dub. And it's like, nah, we don't like you. And I was like, oh no, that's actually Logan live. And I literally I just made a beeline for the sound of the voice, and then jumped on stage. Like I was literally, as soon as we got to the festival, I was just literally like,
I love it. That's but again, that's what makes the memories, man. We're gonna jump into a tune from yourself next. This one is Act Like You Know. And this one is off Homegrown. And I do want to very briefly speak about Homegrown in just a second. Man. Obviously, being there's obviously tracks on there which you're now talking about, and they're getting more. The bars off there are getting more reaction now than ever before, and it's exciting. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. We're live on Trickstar Radio. A man like Really Razor is in the building at Really Razor.
Waking up Brighton.
Breakfast with Cobb Kovu.